Hope everybody had a good 4th of July weekend. Uh, live from the parts unknown. This is the Clem and Claw Show, second and fourth Mondays of every month, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Y'all already know the split. I don't have to say the rest. You know it already. There's not much to be said. Uh, Pretty good. Pretty, weekend. Wasn't quite as busy as I thought because everybody was out of town or everybody was coming into town, one of the two, or everybody was in someone else's house and they were popping fireworks literally besides the city. So other than that, nothing happened. Nothing of note.
I know I traveled quite a bit
Yeah, you
um,
did.
from the last show to this show. I'm trying to think how many states can I say I went through? I went to one, two,
Keep counting.
three, four.
Dang.
I went through four different states.
I know Texas was one. San Antonio. What was the other one?
Um,
I know
so
St.
I'm
Louis.
in
I thought.
leaving Virginia,
Okay, got that
flew
part.
into Chicago. Well, the flight from Virginia going to San Antonio, I had to go through Chicago. Well, the problem
Not
is
surprised.
the flight was delayed get out of Virginia. So by the time I got to Chicago, I missed my connecting flight
Oh, so you got to spend the
to
night in
San
Chicago.
Antonio. So I had to spend the night in Chicago.
Yep.
Airline paid for it and all that. I had to spend the night in Chicago. Then get up the next morning, get back on the plane, go back through everything. Um, and the good thing is my bags still I had checked. I had to worry about going and getting them and rechecking all of them in. I just had my carry-on stuff.
Cool.
So um get to San Antonio, blazing hot. Um Had a
True.
haircut while I was down there in San Antonio. They had good people. Um then on coming back, it was cheaper because San Antonio has a small airport. Like they have the international side, but on the domestic side, they only got 17 gates. One concourse,
Cool.
17 gates. That's it.
Yeah,
And I was
that's
like,
that's
oh
that's
yeah,
small.
it's not. So it actually was cheaper to jump on a bus, jump on a
Okay.
bus like one of them little Flixbus or Greyhound buses, like
Greyhound
ish
bus.
buses. I won't say Greyhound because Greyhound likes to stop at all these little towns. The ones that where it just hit the main town like
Yep.
Austin, Waco, and then that maybe just Dallas. That's it. It ain't stopping nowhere else.
Yep.
It was cheaper to take a bus from San Antonio to Dallas and
Hmm.
then fly from Dallas out. It was
Okay.
way cheaper to do that. Almost 60% cheaper.
Oh, good. We're always looking for bargains, so
Right.
good.
So, but I had to fly through St. Louis. Fly through
Oh,
St. Louis back into Chicago out.
oh,
Well, I had some friends that I needed to go visit. I had a friend of mine who actually lost his mother and his father in a 5 month span. So yeah,
wow.
so I went to go see him. Him and his sister, they're the only ones left.
Wow.
Um, yeah, and they're still grieving. They're still grieving because I think dad passed away May of last year, and the mom passed away in October. So yeah,
Jeez.
that was a lot. So
That is a lot.
yeah, so it's still
I
trying to
can,
go
I can,
through all of
yeah,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
that's a lot.
Losing one parent is bad. Losing two is
Losing
it's
two in such a short time frame, and
yep.
the thing about it, what made it even more difficult, in the case of the mother, she was starting to get a little sick, and so,
Okay.
but it wasn't like she was sick for 3 years, and we know okay at some point she was sick, and then within a couple of months she was gone. Whereas the dad was just here and everything, talking da da da. Next week he was gone. It just yeah.
Wow.
So his was sudden, so which was definitely a shock to the system. Um, but yeah, it was just uh, it was sad. It was sad. It was sad. So it was good to see them. Some of them I ain't seen in 15 years, 15 plus years. I haven't
Mm.
seen them. We have a group chat that we all are in. So we talk every day on the group chat.
Not the
But I
same
hadn't
thing though.
seen them right. I hadn't seen them in person 15
Mm.
years. And I hadn't been to St. Louis since '98. So in the year of
Yeah.
our Lord, 1,900.
Wow. Oh
And
yeah.
it's been over 25 years since I've been in the city. I was like, God,
True.
no. You know, in
That's
any
it.
shape, form, or fashion. Matter of fact, even going through the airport, Lambert Airport, I realized I had never even flown into St. Louis. The only other time I've ever been through St. Louis was by car. I've never been to St. Louis
By air.
any other way, by train, plane, just automobile. So, um, yeah, so it was good to see them, and then leave from there. And I thought I had the direct flight from St. Louis back to Virginia, but then I realized I had to go back through Chicago to go back out. But it still
Hey,
worked. It still worked out. At least this time, the flight didn't get delayed.
that man went to Chicago twice. It was mad.
Yeah, yeah.
Twice.
In hindsight, I should have went ahead and left the day after I did, because the day after I did would have got me a direct flight. And the only reason why I moved it up a day was because there was a baby shower I was trying
Makes
to make
sense.
sure I was going to be there for. And
True.
had I taken the direct flight, I would have landed like a half hour before it started.
Yeah.
That's right, folks.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
didn't start till almost an hour later, hour and 15 later. So I could have took the direct flight,
And still been
gotten
there.
off, got my car, drove, and still would have made it in time with time to spare.
Oh,
In
black people.
hindsight, I should have did it, but
Black
it's
people,
fine.
man.
It worked.
We are
It worked.
never right. We are never on time. Never, man.
But then again, with this hurricane and all that rain and stuff coming, they didn't want to be taking those chances, you know.
You make a good point. Speaking of the hurricane, we got some rain today from that borough. We got some today. Now that you
I
brought that up.
I know Shreveport really got hit. Um, I got people down there, so I was really checking in on them, making sure that was okay. But
As you should.
Shreveport, I know, got hit. Yeah.
All the people in the Caribbean, I know they got hit because they're the first ones that got
Yeah.
hit. So, yeesh.
So thoughts and prayers out to everyone, affected by the
I know,
storm.
man.
These things, ugh.
Unfortunately, it's that time, right? It's unfortunately it's that time of the year where we're starting.
Yeah, I think this one
We're
was a
starting
little
late.
early. This one was a little early
Yeah,
because
this one's
usually it's around August. For me,
yep.
growing up in the bayou, August was the time we just be getting back into school good, and it's just like now we got to sit for 3-4 days because of hurricane season. Yeah, I just remember it was always the back end of July,
The
first
back
part of
end of July.
August is what we always had
Yep.
to worry about. I'm like, this was early. This is like July 4th weekend coming around the corner. You talking about? I'm like, ooh, that's a little early, but it's what it is.
Onto the news. There is actually a little bit
Indeed.
of news today. This actually is a little bit of news. Actually, the last time I talked, I didn't bring this up. So, if for people who remember Carmela, her last time we saw her against was against what's her name, Vika, and that was 2 years ago. Well, according to reports, according to what I heard, she's supposed to be back in Houston at some point this month. I don't know the date. All I know is, according to Steve, Carmela, for people who don't know, she's the one that fought Sonny. That was her last fight. I'm sorry, it was Sonny, wrong person. 2 years ago, the retired Sonny. For people who don't know. By the way, all those videos. So if you have any videos of sweet fights of Adam, I got an email from him today. So yeah, if you have all the people that are mentioned, even Afro wrestling, even them, everybody is moving out. I don't know. Gumroad is doing the purge, or I don't know what they're doing, but a lot of people are in the industry are moving, are have to go to backup plans, like I said, like loyal fans, or clips for sale, or what's the other one? Fan Central, is that the other one? Fan Central. So it seems to be those three right now. So Adam wrote emailed me saying people you get. So basically, his message is simple. If you
So
have
you
any
said
videos, save them.
right. So you said Fan Central, Only Fans, and what was the other one? Loyal Fans.
Loyal fans, clips for sale, and Fan Central. Those are the only
Clips
three.
for
The
sale. Yeah.
three. These are the three I've been hearing. There've been a lot of people, not just Adam, not just Sweet Fights. A lot of people. It's mad right now.
I spent literally all July 4th weekend downloading everything I had. And there's still stuff I didn't get a chance to download
Mm-hmm.
that I realize has always been taken off.
Yep.
So I'm gonna try to see if I can contact. Hey, do you still have such and such? I try to
You might need to
download.
contact them because if you on your final payout, they are urging people to rid of their pages. It's very evident because if you're not getting your money. That's what it seems like from what I'm telling. This is my observation. I don't know if this is true or not, but it seems like it.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing from through the grapevine. Is like they'll only send the money once you completely clean the whole thing out.
Which is, in my opinion, is ridiculous.
Well,
I'm just speaking
the
for
thing
myself
is,
as a fan. I
then
think
right
it's
from a
a
producer
thing.
standpoint, we've seen the song and dance before. Back to the Patreon site, to you can go back to whatever have you. It's just when it's all said and done in this country, because you look at the APLs, the the fighting dolls, the fighting divas, the Foxy Combats, because of the way the laws are set up overseas, not a
Yep.
problem. Um, yeah, it's just yeah, it's rough. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. And I think it's even IFW. I think is hurting the commerce. It hurts the business because it's almost like you have to be nomadic. You have to pick up and go, and then you have to try to figure out what everybody's fees is and how much they take off and all of that. I know again, I've said ad nauseum plenty of episodes about clips for sale. I am not a clips for sale guy. I
Neither
do
am I.
not. Yeah, I'm not putting my stuff on clips for sale. I'm not a clips for sale guy. Even though I know I've been told, oh well, you can make more money. I not that. I just have other reasons why I just
Mm.
don't do it.
Mm.
But yeah, I just know where I'm at. Nah. So um, I don't want to see history repeat itself. So I just do better off. Gumbo was probably running the site Gumbo because I haven't decided where I'm going to move it to yet.
Mm.
Gumroad, when I had it, actually wasn't bad. Um, I'm thinking about going back to my domain. I had my own domain. I still have it, but I just made it
Oh yeah, that's
inactive.
fine.
I'm thinking about opening back up, but the problem is what was going to host the videos and the servers and all of that. So,
Mm.
um, I know in the case of, and I will say it is cumbersome to do it, where somebody wants something, they hit your email, and then you have to send them, obligatory Dropbox or Gmail Drive. Like that's
Yep.
kind of a rudimentary way to do it, but at least that way, I mean, I like having somewhere they can just click it, go download it whenever they're good and ready. They ain't got to wait on me.
True.
I like that, the ability to do that. But it's become one of those things, man. It's just Gumroad for the. I would say of all the platforms, whether it was Patreon, what was the thing after Patreon but before Gumroad that everybody was doing?
Oh.
I know Reagan would know. There was another little site that was like that too. Everybody got kicked off, and I remember Adam was preaching about Gumroad. He was like,
Oh.
"Man, this is the spot to be." And
It
so,
was. It was a spot to be, and a spot to
and
be now.
Gumroad, yeah. And the thing is, unlike OnlyFans, it wasn't like Gumroad, or at least from what I could tell, outside of this space, I don't know if Gumroad doing anything else.
I agree.
You see what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
wasn't like how OnlyFans. Once I saw them do the Super Bowl commercial, especially when they did the Super Bowl commercial with DJ Khaled
Yep.
and all that. That's why I knew. I said it's over. It's over because OnlyFans have built everything on the backs of the sex workers, and then for them to
Yep.
go from there and say, "All right, well, we're done with y'all. God bless you. Thank you for your time."
You're
That's when I
exactly
knew. I'm
right.
like, That's not good. That's not good. And I
Wrong,
had a
wrong,
feeling.
wrong
Same
move
thing
at
with
the
Patreon. Same thing with Patreon.
time.
Patreon was the same way. I remember a lot more other creatives like comedians, like
Yep,
actual artists, like people
correct.
who paint and draw and stuff. They was
Yes.
using it and stuff like that. As it started getting more and more mainstream, same thing. I don't know if Gumroad is taking that jump yet because, again, with Gumroad, I haven't heard anybody outside of, I haven't heard anybody
Same.
talk about it. So,
Same. I haven't heard anybody talk about the meter. Say.
so I don't
Same.
know. So
Yeah.
the digital distribution download, that's a little tough.
Yep.
I don't know what's out there. I don't know what's out there. The only problem, yeah, I don't know what's out there. We'll have to keep researching. Something else will come along. Something else will come along.
And other
I
and
always say
more
that.
new and more news. Yesterday, Cast Review has announced a cat fight coming through sponsorship. That is. So I got an email. So I know this is a sponsorship type of thing. It's two new girls. I think what did I say their names were? Becca J and is it April or somebody? These girls are two newbies. They're tall, so there's
You
that.
said Alex and Becca Dre. I'm looking
Sorry, Alex and Becca
what
J.
you
Thank
wrote.
you.
Alex and
Yeah,
Becca Dre.
yeah. He's been my guy. He's been he's slowly been getting back in the thing because like you said, you're talking about overseas. I guess they're having some problems with their overseas business because he's been not much. Even Slap City himself. Besides him moving, it took him a while before he released his latest video, which everybody knows is what's that lady's name? I forgot. It was like, oh yeah, go check it out, people. Go check it out and make sure you backload and make sure you download the video before Gumroad gets to that too. And kicks him out also. So you right since they're on a roll of kicking people out, I wouldn't be surprised they kick him out next because they put Sweet Fights on suspension and that was like 2 days ago. That expired 2 days ago, so he out. So people download your fights, people. Right? If you want to see all your favorite cat fights, download people. Download, save, download. Because they will not
Oh,
last long the way things are going at the moment. So there's that. Oh yeah. Gotta plug what's her name? Our friend Reagan gotta plug her thing in because she has her thing where she has Lana Losor, she's got Kim Chi, she's got herself. Who else is on there? And Karma Rose. They're doing their uh she's hosting all of them on FedCom August 8th is the deadline for that one. Talked to her today about that.
right, because we're doing yeah, because this is the first year she's gonna be producing down there in FatCon
Mm-hmm.
in Tampa. So shout out to her, good luck to her. I'm sure it'll be a crazy schedule
By the
with
way, people,
all of
make sure
them.
you get your customs because the lineup is good. You got Alana Luxor, you got a Kim Chi, and you got Reagan, and you got Lynn LaRue too.
The question I want to know, and I hadn't heard in the chatter, but that doesn't mean it hadn't happened. Or I hadn't been looking for it. But one thing I do remember
Yeah,
before the pandemic, how of I call it the invasion for lack of a better word,
that's what.
of like your all the overseas talent that will come
Yep.
over, like your Sativa Miss, your Lock and Fire, your
Mm-hmm.
Amethyst Hammerfish,
Yep.
God rest her soul.
Got rehearsal soul.
Ivy, Stella
Saturday.
Ivy, on Saturday,
Yeah,
Ivy Saturday, and how they would come over and do stuff, and that was like one good shot to
I
work
haven't
with
heard
them.
anything about internationals yet.
Like it would have been cool to have like some kind of tournament where you have like all those ladies versus you take your pick. You take maybe Sarah Brooke, Gia Love, Laura Cross. I mean Reagan.
Reagan.
You got to take the best of the best. I just let them go.
Who is the best of the best when it comes to this country? I know we got Sarah Broken, we got Reagan, we got Lana, but other than those are the only three I can think of. Even Yeah, GLO is four. But other than that, who else we actually have in Europe? We can think of a lot of people
Now
in
that
Europe.
goes back into the grade eight, which
I'm
we're
not
not
going.
even.
Yeah, let's not do that.
We're
I'm just
halfway
thinking,
through the year, but we're not touching the list right now.
dude. We're not even,
There's a
dude. We're struggling. We're even struggling to get cap fights. Forget the list.
we hadn't even had that many to really speak about.
No,
I
man. It's
think
been a very down year this year.
now right now that we're halfway through, yeah, because to be honest, these last couple of episodes, man, it's been a struggle. I'm gonna be
Oof.
honest. The last three episodes has really been a struggle. To our fans that sit here and watch, we
Sorry.
thank y'all. No, I'm not gonna apologize. I thank y'all for watching. Because some days you have it where you have all these fights, and then some days you have up and down years. So this is definitely, I would say, and all the time we've done the show, this is probably one of the more
Wow.
bleaker times. I,
Good word. Good word.
I don't, yeah, I don't, and the only other time I remember being this bleak was 2020, but
Yeah.
2020 was because we had the pandemic.
We had the pandemic.
We had the pandemic. I mean, now I wonder again. I'm just going back in my mental Rolodex. Like I said, I'm a fan or been just following the business since '99 again, the year of our Lord. One thing I've always kind of noticed in hindsight, I'm just saying this, any
Go ahead.
year that was an election year, I noticed there was never as many fights
And guess what this year is?
as an election year.
Bingo.
The
Bingo.
election years, I don't remember because I'm thinking 2016, 2012, 2008,
Yeah,
2000,
it was not great.
2004, 2000. I don't remember as many. Like that was always kind of the dip. Was
Yep.
it not that it has anything to do with I don't know if it's more time, energy, it's just other stuff that's going on, and
I think you're right.
people that's eating up other resources to where it trickles down.
Yep.
Um, it just I want to say it was the election years was always kind of.
Exactly.
I'm just saying. So who knows?
We'll
Maybe
see.
after November, it might pick back up after our country make a decision what we're gonna do.
Dude, I don't even
With
care. We
leadership,
have we have we have two lame duck candidates. I don't even
we
care.
just
I I'm like I said, I'm just like you said, I'm just voting. That's it. I'm here to vote. That's it. I can't there's no good candidates. I'm looking no, I'm not even looking. I don't even care. These people talk
I
about oh
know.
don't care.
What was so funny is over the weekend I happened to look at the 2020 election,
Hmm.
and I didn't realize we had like I think it was like seven.
Yeah,
We actually had seven actual
candidates.
candidates. Now,
Yeah.
were they in all 50 states? Not necessarily.
No.
I think at least 4 to 5 was. And of
Yep.
course, the Democrat, Republican, there was the Green Party. Then there was
Yep.
one called the Alliance Party. I heard,
Yep.
like the last 2 or 3 of them, I heard about on the very, very end. You had the Alliance Party, the Green Party. Then there was one like, the Libertarians.
The libertarian.
The
Yep.
Libertarians. I know those three and the other, the two big ones. I
Yep.
know there was on just about, I want to say on every ballot. Then there was
Yep.
two more that I hadn't even heard of really, and I was like, oh, okay. And of course, they got like less than 1% of the, less than 0.1% of the overall
Right.
vote. So wasn't enough to make no day. Matter of fact, I don't think. Trying to remember that any of them get more than 3%. I don't think none of them got in more than 3% because that would have been enough of the margin to
Hmm.
throw it
Gotcha.
off. Like if any one of these other candidates was to get like 5% of the vote, that would make a swing. That could make a legitimate swing. But when you're talking
Right.
about 140 million votes,
Hmm.
every vote count. Plus votes, every vote count, man.
You got that right.
Every vote counts. So
Yeah,
I tell
people.
people,
We
regardless of how you feel, wherever on the spectrum, people need to go and vote. But you cannot
exactly
complain if you didn't vote.
preach.
At the
Preach.
end of the day, it always ends up working itself out some sort of way.
Agree.
So
The man's right. Go vote, man. You're in this country for a reason. If you got a green card, I don't care what country you're in. If you come from, if you got a thing and you got a right to vote, register yourself and vote. Simple. You do this every 4 years. It's not like you do it every year. It comes once every 4 years. We can affect change, people. We can affect change to a certain point. I'm sorry. Before we go to Congress and then these idiots do whatever the heck they want to do after that.
that's a whole, and not just for your national elections, your local and your state elections,
That's important.
because that's where the real change, and that's where the
Yep.
rubber meets the road. If you really want to see stuff in your communities, is in your local
Local
and state elections.
state.
That's where
Yep.
the federal stuff is like, you got
Mm.
to make stuff work for all 50. Maybe it works, maybe it don't. But the local and state stuff, you
It's
know,
big.
yeah,
It's big.
yeah.
What?
So,
Yeah. Okay, go
but
ahead and wrap it up. Go ahead and wrap this
right,
show up.
because now we barely got 20 minutes into the thing.
26.
26. The only other thing fight wise this weekend, I think that Nate Diaz won this fight. I think they said somebody he won this fight.
Yeah, he won. I didn't watch UFC
I
very
don't
much,
even
but
remember
I
who
saw
he.
that.
No, but he boxed somebody.
Oh, I didn't know about. I don't
Yeah,
even.
he boxed somebody and he won. Now, okay, that's the only
What?
thing combat sports I heard over the weekend. Bronny James got drafted by the Lakers. Whoop de doo.
Yeah, who
Um,
cares? He played his first summer league game. Whatever. ESPN made a big deal of it. I don't care.
4
Whatever.
points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. I mean,
That's it. That was it. Oh, please! I didn't miss
or 2 and
anything.
2.
Man,
It just, I mean, dude, he's number 55. It,
55.
I keep being reminded of. I
Keep
keep being
being.
reminded of when LeBron James was on the shop doing
Mm-hmm.
his little series, The Shop. And it was
Yep.
probably one of the more, I don't want to say controversial, but one of the more highly charged moments of that show
Uh
when
huh.
he said one of his big, because somebody asked him, do you have any regrets?
Mm.
And so far how your life has turned out, you got everything. You got the high school sweetheart, you got 3 beautiful kids,
True.
you made all this money, you started
True.
school, all this stuff. And
Yep.
one of the things he said, he was like, I regret giving my son my name. He said that was probably the most selfish thing I did because of the target that he was going to have on his back.
Yep.
He said, if I could redo it all again, I wouldn't even name them after my son. I would have gave him something else. I would have
Yep.
named him something else. The way he can kind of, somewhat in life, kind of live incognito. If he just wanted
Right.
to be like, oh, okay, you LeBron James. But he said, because I named him after me, he'll never be able to get away from it. Yeah.
No.
So, because he said, and when he named him after, because he wanted to be able to demonstrate to his son what his own biological father did to him. But then,
Yep.
as LeBron started getting famous, and then he started realizing, oh, now this is going to put an undue burden on my kid.
Yep.
That it's just. He said when I started seeing him play when he was small, and he said, and just the vitriol that was coming after him
Yep.
because of the name. you know.
Yep.
Whereas like Bryce could kind of go under the radar because James is a common enough last name.
It
Nobody knows
is.
what you ask. And even with Michael Jordan, he didn't name none of his kids junior. You had
Nope.
Jeffrey or Marcus. You
Yep.
know, now Jeffrey
Exactly.
being Michael's middle name, but
Correct.
you just had to kind of know that the know. But you see what I'm saying? It's something different when you have the junior name. As one that's a second junior slash
Yeah, he
second.
came out. He came out. Was it last week? A few days ago, he came out, and they were. You're right. They were talking about his son again. He's like, man, people don't understand the struggle that he had to. Like you said, exactly what you said. He
So
doubled down on it
I
last
want
week.
to make sure we get this right. So when they do their jerseys, I
Uh-huh.
take a LeBron is going to say James, and Bronny is going to say James Jr.
Think so. I think so. I haven't seen the uniforms
because you
yet. So
can't put
we'll see.
initials because they both got the same legal
Yep.
first. So one's
Yep.
going to have to say James, the other one say James Jr.
I think so.
Now
I
this
think so.
talks about them trying to do this all again in 2 years when Price
Oh
comes out.
God. Oh yeah, that's right. He
Really?
did sign out 2 years. You know what? That's probably possible because he just signed a 2 year contract just now.
Right. Talking about, okay, well, we do this all again when Bryce come out. Now, me, this is just me.
Go
I
ahead.
believe Bryce is gonna be the one that's gonna be nice.
Me too.
Bryce is gonna be nice. That's the one
I
I'm
agree.
in here and seeing. I'm like, now it's almost kind of like the Ball family, even though
Yep.
LaMelo, I mean, Lonzo
Lonzo.
got out because he's the oldest,
Yep.
but Melo was probably the better player. Same thing. I
Yes.
think even though Bronny, I think
Yep.
Bryce is
Bryce
going
is.
to end up being the
I
better
feel
player.
Bryce. No disrespect to Bronny, but I Bryce. Oh man, I seen somebody say, "Hey,
Bryce is
you
the
basketball."
one. Yeah,
Like
Bryce
this is
is
the
the
one.
one. I was like,
I said the same thing. I saw his highlight. I'm like, this is the
Bryce is
one.
the one.
This is the
Now, if
one.
Bron can hold on long enough to play with both of us,
Oh, and they both
that
play in
would
the
be
same.
a
And the funny part is, both of them, all three of them play with the Lakers. Oh my God. Oy.
that would be
Ugh,
Steinbrenner-esque.
correct. For people who don't
That
know,
would be
Steinbrenner, he's referring to the Yankees, New York
that would be
Yankees.
like the Baltimore Orioles where Cal Ripken Sr., Cal Ripken Jr., and Billy
Junior.
Ripken. You
Yep.
know, that's what that would be. That's what that would be.
Wow, that's mad.
Now, Cal Ripken Sr. was no slouch, but
No,
Cal
no.
Ripken Jr. was that five. Just like Ken Griffey Sr. was no slouch.
But
Ken
Junior was the
Griffey
one.
Jr. was the
Was
truth.
the one.
See, that's the thing about LeBron. Even though I think Bryce is nice, and Bryce is nicer, I don't see him surpassing LeBron.
Forget
That's a
it.
lot to ask.
No, 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 no,
That's a lot to
no,
ask.
no, no, no. He's not passing
Just
his
start
dad.
with the scoring title.
His dad about to break more records. The man is what? The man's about to be 40 years old and still
This is my
scoring in
thing
the
about
NBA.
Bryce. I don't care how bad Bryce is. Let's say knock on wood. We're gonna knock on wood.
Mhm.
LeBron goes through this Olympic. You know, he's on the Olympic team.
Yep,
Olympic without any issues. He
yep.
goes through the whole thing healthy.
Uh-huh.
Now, first game of the season, you know it's gonna be on TNT. You're gonna have
Yep,
inside the NBA that last season go around. You'll have
yep,
Shaq and Charles and all of them. They're gonna be there. Oh my God! You
yep.
see how this is a zero already from a production standpoint.
Yes.
Bronny will play. Bronny won't start. He just
He's not ready.
let's for JJ's Reddick's first game. I wouldn't be surprised if Bronny's the first man off the bench, but Bronny won't start.
He will
Bronny's
not.
not starting. Bronny is not starting.
That's facts.
Sam
He's not.
Ingram, Bronny is not starting. But Bronny will play, and that person, there will be a point, and this is what I'm gonna call it.
I'm ready.
I don't know if they I wish they would let us bet, but I would say second quarter,
Hmm.
Bronny checks in the second quarter. Well, LeBron and runs with him and LeBron in the second unit. Bronny checks in,
I ain't gonna say Bronny
and
will
there would
check
be
in for
standing
quarter,
ovation.
and I think it's going to be. Don't want to say 10 or 9 minutes.
And the Lakers will be at home. I know
Of
the
course,
schedule
yeah.
ain't came out. That
Of
first
course,
game got to be at home
of
because
course,
that's too big of a moment for it not to be at home.
of
Now the
course.
question is, who do you have to roll up against?
I know one thing. Dude, if you wanna create even commotion, have him play against Minnesota.
No. I got one better. I know who they should start the season off with. Denver.
Again?
Remember when Denver won the rings? First game of the season was against the Lakers.
You remember who the Lakers played when they retired Kobe's jersey? The Nuggets.
Denver. It's almost fitting. They either have to play Denver or the Clippers.
The Nuggets. The Clippers have a new arena, don't they? Yeah, the Clippers have a new arena this year.
Correct.
At long last.
Which, to
They
be
into
honest,
it though.
Clippers need a night to open their old arena.
True.
So
About time.
Ballmer might twist some arms on that. But I would say it either needs to be Denver. I could see Phoenix.
Oh, true.
See, this is where if Dwayne Wade's body just was not holding up.
True.
But let's say if Dwayne Wade had made it that long as, and then plus Dwayne Wade was like 3 years older than LeBron anyway.
True.
So chronologically, let's say Dwayne and Wade have held on, because Dwayne is his godfather.
Yep. That
That would
makes
have been
sense.
cool. Now that being said, Dwayne does have a share, an ownership share in the Nuggets, which
Yes, he does.
again would
Oh, yeah.
make
Oh,
sense.
at
You
one
got
time
your
he had a
God.
share with the Utah Jazz at one point, but I think that went awry at one point. But yeah, you're right. He does have a share with the Denver Nuggets. That part you got correct. I didn't even know that. That's a yo. I'm learning. That's a
Yeah,
yo right there. Interesting.
right. Mickey Harrison didn't give him a part share in Miami, so he would have
Wow.
got one with Denver. So
Wow.
that's what I'm saying. It
That's
would be
surprising.
almost kismet, it's the godson. It's your godson. You don't just go, oh, Dwayne Wade will be there at that game. Best believe that. He'll be
Yep.
rooting for the godson. But
Ironically enough, for people who haven't been paying attention, LeBron has interest in
and
the expansion team too.
and
Go ahead.
this is the other thing I'll say. Bronny's first shot, LeBron's passing him the ball.
Why am I? Yeah, that's not surprising.
Because
That's
LeBron is
expected.
about controlling the narrative, Doc.
Always.
LeBron is about controlling the narrative. The narrative
Always.
would be, I want to pass and let his son take a jumper from the wing. He'll pass on the ball. He'll drive in, kick out to the son, and the son,
Yep.
that first shot, you got to knock down that first shot.
Yep.
That first shot he knocks down, it's going to be a wing shot. I can see
Yep.
it in my head. I can see it all playing out.
I can see the same thing. And if the NBA
And the
decides,
crowd goes loud. The crowd, like, I don't think there'd be nobody else, short of Caitlin Clark, that had so much loudness for a debut basket.
good point.
Last time,
Good point.
even LeBron's first basket, which was a baseline against Sacramento,
Mental.
there was nowhere near the loudness. I'm trying to think of another person who came into the league that people was holding their breath for them to make their first basket. Like
I can't
that.
think of one.
Not even Shaq and Tim Duncan. I'm trying to think of somebody in my lifetime that we
Not
was
even
that
Michael Jordan in
excited
your lifetime.
to see them
Not
make
even
their
Michael
first basket.
Jordan in your
Not
lifetime.
even Kobe. Not even
Yeah, him
AI.
too.
I'm trying to think of who do I remember that we was waiting with bated breath for them to make their first shot. Not
Boy.
Giannis, not that's a lot of pressure on that boy. That's a lot of pressure on that
Dude,
boy.
I'm worried about that boy. Like you said, that's a lot of pressure. He's also in LA. They are ruthless in LA. You know how they are. Laker fans are unforgiving. So you know them with their high expectations. You know this, right? We know it. Because like you said, your father is a legend, right? We all know he's gonna be a first valid Hall of Famer when he's retired. I'm talking about he, LeBron James. You're playing in LA, which is the town of Kobe Bryant, by the way. Knock on wood. Magic Johnson, another one. Boy, pressure,
If
pressure.
Bronny hits that first shot, it's all worth it. They might call a timeout and give it the game ball.
His Ronnie James, his first basket. Here's your game
They'll
ball.
call a timeout and switch the ball out.
Yep,
Because
yep.
that's always been a thing. If you
It has been.
your first game, you get the game ball.
Yeah, you score your
Yeah,
first points. You're
yeah,
right.
you
That's
get
they
right.
stop the game. Keep
That's
it
what I'm
moving.
saying. I'm telling you that I can see that.
Me
That
too.
would be over. I'll be like, y'all it's too much. I'm gonna say as Kanye West said, black man should not have all this power. I'm paraphrasing. And then and you know what, if I'm LeBron and all them, I would say to haters, they're not like us. They're not like
They not
us.
like
They're
us.
not
They
like
not
us.
like us. They not like us. Oh
They're
my
not like
god.
us.
That
They're not like
dude, that song's been in my head the whole week. That song. And then I also saw the video. Oh my god, the video is crazy. I
I
see
only
that.
see the video.
It's crazy, man. It got shot in LA. I'll say that, but I'll leave it there. I don't want to say too. I don't want to spoil it too much. You'll
All I
see it.
know is when I saw that moment from the concert, where he had all them folks from all them different gangs in LA on the stage at
Mhm.
one time, I was like, even Tupac couldn't pull that off.
True. True.
and not like
And we all know, and everybody knows, if you were to talk about the music game of rap, Tupac is up there.
and what the other thing that was killing it was, I noticed who wasn't on the stage, who was there in concert, who wasn't on the stage though.
Drake.
Rick Ross was there. Of course, he ain't going on stage. LeBron James was there with his wife. He wasn't getting up on that stage. But they had Russell Westbrook and the Rosen, who are from LA. Them babies are from. One's from Compton, the other one's from Inglewood. They're from
Correct.
LA. Oh yeah,
Correct.
they get. See, even for LeBron, he knows I can't get up on the stage with them dudes. Those are all LA born and bred. I'm talking about woke up in the morning dirt. Nah, you from Akron. You just.
Yep, you're right. DeRozan is from Compton, and the other one's from Inglewood. You're right.
Right.
Speaking of DeRozan, he's now in Sacramento, so he's back home.
Yeah.
He's back in Cali. Westbrook might be in Denver. But anyways, we're wrapping, people. How did we get 41 minutes out of this?
I don't know.
Anyways, we're wrapping up, people. Then I'm about to go to bed because I got to get myself ready to go to work.
I can be reached at Carl's Web on X and IG.
Clem underscore IG, Clem Kufo on X. And I think the next show is July 22nd, correct?
You are absolutely right.
Well, I don't, people, we'll see. We might have something. We
might have something. We might not. Or we rehash everything we just talked about.
Like the man said, the last 3 shows has been a struggle, but again, we appreciate y'all for watching.
Delightful. The streak will be over soon, some kind of way.
It will happen
into existence. Yeah, okay, we gotta. No telling what happened in the next 2 weeks.
Don't want to say too much, people. We are signing off until next time, everyone. For Mr. Claus Webb, myself, Clement Okufo. Until next time, peace.
Peace.
Yes.